What's going on, guys? Dropshot here, and we're back with another NHL video. This time I'm just going to be talking about, I guess, commentating over something that I'm photoshopping because I believe that vintage goalies aren't necessarily correct in how they appear on this game. And I just wanted to showcase how I believe goalies should appear. I should say vintage goalies. Because the main concern that I've had playing with them for, say, if you're making custom rosters or if you're playing Ultimate Team or whatever, they don't look like vintage goalies. They look like standard goalies with their helmets off, and that's not really a vintage goalie. I mean, yeah, it's a little bit vintage, but, like, you gotta put the equipment into consideration. So, for this, I'm going to just show, as you can see in the background, I'm on Adobe Photoshop, and just messing around with, I guess, the goalie, or the goalies. I went from the goalies in the game, and I'm just using some of the assets from in the game with the players and the goalies, and trying to make what I think a goalie should appear. Now, things like this should be, such as the goalie leg pads should be a lot smaller, and the glove should be a lot smaller, and the blocker, I think blockers, I'm not sure if I've really changed in size or anything, but as you can see, NHL, I don't know why they just throw vintage, or like, I don't get why the company, how it has to show Brian's or whatever. I don't know why they can't just have a default generic vintage goalie pad asset or whatever when you're, creating a player. I don't know why it can't just say 1950s goalie glove or 1950s blocker or whatever. I don't get why they can't just do that and why they have to slap a certain Brian's vintage equipment on it or whatever. So I obviously get rid of that in this. As you can also tell, I've used Chris Chelios' body to replicate how the size of goalies were back then, because the size of goalies, like their torso, weren't as big as what they are today. And I think even if you looked up any picture of a goaltender back in the day versus today, you can definitely tell how big goalies, their torsos in general, have been changed and whatnot. That's just because of the evolution of equipment has come since then. So I just think it'd be great to have extra authenticity with how goalies appear, and especially just with minor things. I mean, honestly, these are minor tweaks in my opinion, because, like I said, you can just make goalies the size of players, or vintage goalies the size of players, because that's basically what they were back in the day. They're almost identical in size, maybe slightly bigger than players, if that. But making a goalie's glove mildly smaller, blockers basically could stay the same. Just as long as you don't have branding all over the place. They don't need to be rocking some of the newest Vaughn gear, Brian's gear, whatever. They don't need that. Just have your own generic, non-labeled, no equipment, no company, not no equipment, no company labeled on it. Just have that on the gear. You don't need to have anything specific. Same with the stick and everything like that. And the stick I also changed with the tape and whatnot, because tape back then, they taped their stick quite a bit, because for some reason you can have players' stick tape changed, but goalies you can't. So whatever, add that in. I also showed the I thought Plant could use his helmet. I don't know why they're like missing a lot of iconic goalie helmets, and I know Plant, for some of his career, he didn't wear a helmet, but I just would like to see guys like Plant and Sawchuk, whatever, have their old classic helmets. And I think there's a couple more out there for sure that need to have their own helmet in the game. I get it, it's a license issue with helmets and whatnot, but I feel like a lot could still be improved on that, and helmets should look a little bit better, and add them. So, yeah, that's all I wanted to talk about. I hope you guys did like the video. And I will see you guys in the next video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more videos. Thank you. Running wild.